This podcast is part of the Deluxe Edition Network. To find other great shows on the network, head over to deluxeeditionnetwork.com. That's deluxeeditionnetwork.com.
Hold on, stop.
Welcome back to the Shit Show 2.0.
Okay, boomer.
Damn millennials. Wow.
Did not know that. Even flirters who are obviously mentally ill. You want to be my wife?
Oh, this is gonna go downhill real quick.
What is going on? And welcome to Take on the World with
Johnny
and Mike D. Here we are once again in the dungeon.
It's been a while.
Not too long. We still have our Lucid Dream episode coming up. Should come out.
Hasn't it aired yet?
Nope. This week.
Oh man.
This week.
I want to listen to that one. Again.
And we have been waiting to do these.
Yeah, mine's I'm not sure what this is. Mine's black. It's in a black container.
So we are drinking La Rana Dorada.
Wait, when? Hold on.
Cerveza American style IPA made in Panama.
Panama.
So this is one of the beers I brought home from Panama that we were going to do beer reviews on. So we're just going to drink it on the show and
Looking forward to it. Do you want to do like the normal?
yeah, we'll just
look over the things and the ratings. And
we'll just talk about it,
right.
See how it tastes. So
it opens like a normal can.
yes, it does.
Yeah, I did. I had a beer the other day and I opened it right and it bent right here at the tip.
Oh,
And I was like, "What? How is that even possible?"
weak metal. It's probably Chinese metal.
I've never had that happen before.
So I'm just going to jump right into this because I smelled it.
So you don't like IPAs, do you?
I'm not a huge IPA fan.
Yo, that's not bad.
It's not bad. It's like if I was looking at a shelf of Panamanian beers, this would be the last one I'd pick up.
I think this is what American IPAs started off as, and then they just went out of control.
Yeah, they're way out of control.
And it's like, oh.
But this one still has that bitterness at the end that I don't care for. It's not bad, but
I always thought of I have this memory in my head. I was living with a girlfriend at the time, and they kind of lived in the woods, and it was like a nice rainy spring day, but it was really warm, and it was a nice sunny afternoon or rainy foggy afternoon. And we bought a case of IPA and we sat up in her upstairs bedroom and drank this stuff all day long, watching like cheesy movies. And this is what that reminds me of. They weren't too hoppy.
No, it's not super hoppy. It's just got that little hop bitterness at the end.
Yeah. And this is what that beer reminds me of. Just like that lazy, beautiful, sunny, rainy fall day. Like towards the end, not fall, but like towards the end of summer. And it's getting a little, I don't know. It's just a good memory is what I'm trying to say.
So you like this one?
I like this one a lot.
So what are you rating it at?
I don't know what rating are we using.
Whatever rating you want. Doesn't matter.
I give it I'm going to go a different rating than you do.
Okay.
I'm going to give it a don't like, really like, the best. I'm going to say like.
I'm going to say, what was the options? Don't like,
really like.
I'll go like.
Okay.
I'll go like. That'll be like a 3 for me on Untapped. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So that's the beer. Now I'm going to put mine in my koozie so it stays cool.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think anybody cares about this. It's got a high alcohol content.
Does it?
6.5.
That's
pretty on par for an IPA, I guess.
So the Oktoberfest that I'm making for Nathan's birthday is going to be just under 6.
So yeah, La Rana Dorada. Artwork's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's actually, this was what I was told. Now I could be wrong. One of the first craft breweries or artisanal breweries in Central America.
I wish I could read this "Long Live the Frog" because
I know
it's all in Spanish, so I don't
in
know what it
Espanol.
says.
So
Very easy IPA.
that's the way we're going to start the show. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Wait, hold on.
I want to talk about Copper John's.
Oh,
beard care.
Oh, yes, sir. I bought the.
I know, that's why I wanted to do this, because I know you bought the soap.
I don't remember what the name of the soap was. You kind of caught me off guard. It was something coastal or whatever, and it lasts forever, and I love it. I was so clean, my face wasn't breaking out, and then I just felt squeaky clean when I was done with it. You know what I mean? Like you don't
I know
feel
what you
like
mean.
greasy, and you can use it. I used it on my hair, face, whatever. And then when I got out of the shower, I usually don't have to shave because these little pubes don't grow too fast.
10-4.
But
I got to shave every day.
I did buy the beard butter, and I put that on, and the fringe is like it's more controlled. And then when I'm done with wiping it on my beard, I just rub it in my hair, and I'm good to go. And I smell fucking amazing.
I also, after you said you love the soap, I bought some soap. I got cherry something.
Oh yeah, you did say the cherry one smells amazing.
Fucking smells amazing. When I got the package and I would squeeze the package and air would come out of the package.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my god, that's so good.
Yeah,
and then I got the lime basil.
I would surmise probably anything they sell smells amazing.
Yeah,
and it's all natural stuff.
And I use the beard butter. Now, we bought this stuff. Like,
well, but hold on, back up. I'm so impatient.
Somebody was impatient.
I bought the stuff even though somebody has a discount code.
And that discount code is going to be right up top here.
And I didn't remember what it was. And I texted him and he didn't get back to me. And I was like, yeah, screw it. I'm going to buy it. So I paid full price for it, which is fine. I don't mind donating or spending money on a good product. And what I got was a awesome product.
Now, I have said this before. Everybody has their favorite beard and soap and whatnot. I was using Duke Cannon soaps, and I like them.
See, I did not like them.
I did.
I didn't like them.
Oh, too bad for you.
I didn't think the smell did not. It wasn't strong,
and it didn't stay.
Yeah,
like, it didn't hold. But the Copper Johns, the scent stays with you.
It stays.
So everybody has their favorite. We like these. We bought these. We're using these. If you have a beard or
pube hairs
on your face, and you know, or you're looking for a decent soap to use, check them out. And you could check them out and get the discount.
And listen, I'm a big guy, and I got to shower regularly, and sometimes the stuff you get at the store just does not do the trick. You stink after you shower, and this stuff, I guarantee you will not smell after you will smell great after you shower.
Truth. So check out Copper Johns. I have a direct link for the discount in the description, and I have the discount code above us if you just want to go to their website and check it out. Okay, and we're back.
Yeah. Where'd we go?
I coozed up my beer so it stays cold.
Let me cooze up my beer so that it stays cold. It's a cold beer, not a warm beer.
Because if it's a warm beer, it's not a beer.
It's not a beer if it's a warm beer. It's a warm beer, not a cold beer.
So the next thing we got to do is talk about Deluxe Edition Network. So you're going to want to go to deluxeeditionnetwork.com.
Tell him, Mikey.
And check out all the great podcasts. This is a great group of podcasters. There's some really talented and informative podcasts on the network. I suggest you check them all out. deluxeeditionnetwork.com. While you're at deluxeeditionnetwork.com, you'll want to check out the Spotlight podcast. Every month there's 2. This month, for the month of August, one of them is the Broken System podcast. And Johnny,
have you ever watched a crime show where they got it completely wrong, where they chase down the wrong leads, where they do everything wrong, and is that person affected by that crime, that they are completely misled, but they won't do anything about it, and they're wrong?
So yeah, that's what they check. What happens if a killer goes free and the wrong person gets convicted?
Yeah, that happens all the time, man. I'm telling you.
Robert Palmer covers all those cases. The second Spotlight podcast is Quad Pro Quo.
Quid?
No, Quad. But it's inspired by the quid pro quo of Silence of the Lambs. It's hosted by a couple and their neighbors, and they one of them picks a movie, and the rest of them go about. He tries to convince them that this is why the movie's good, and then in the end, they all give their opinion on the movie. Sometimes they agree, sometimes they don't. Just like you and I don't always agree, but it's entertaining. I listen to this one when I'm mowing, and I enjoy it. It's always fun. So check them out: Quad Pro Quo and the Broken System podcast, Spotlight podcast for the month of Augusta. Okay, and we're back with all the housekeeping out of the way. So, how's the new house treating you?
I love it. Oops.
Stop banging on your mic.
I love it, dude. I forgot how much work a house is. But
well, plus you just moved in, you're still putting stuff away.
Yeah, I just finally put the majority of my stuff away. And it's a lot of stuff is like, I've been told if you haven't used it in a year, throw it away.
So the stuff I have up from our move from Haven to here, up in the garage, 15 years.
Yeah, you're probably not going to use it.
You sure?
You might
not.
Yeah, but no, I love it. It's in the country. It's keeps me busy, which I like. Yeah, the only thing I don't like about it is the drive. I'm spoiled because for the last 6 years I've had actually pretty much the whole time I've worked where we've worked, I've had like a no more than a 20-minute drive.
Yeah, now it's about 40.
Yeah,
almost double.
So
depending on the traffic.
Yeah, no, the traffic's not bad because I leave around 5. I've been leaving a little bit before 5, and what I'll do is I'll drive and I won't put any music on. I'll just be silent, leave myself to my thoughts.
No, I don't want to do that.
And so it was a funny story. I was doing that the other day. I think it was just Friday. I'm like, I started thinking about Titanic because I was thinking about Titanic 2.
Well, we're going to talk about that in a second too.
Okay. So I was thinking about Titanic and I'm like, fuck that bitch Rose. I'm like, that dumb cunt cheating on her husband, unfaithful bitch, who's been what was the trip from England to where they
New York to England.
New York, what? How many days would that take?
I don't know back then.
And then she wouldn't even move over on that big ass door.
The door right here. This door right here.
Yeah, that door. This is the door
from Titanic.
From Titanic. And that bitch would slide over to save fucking Leo.
Jack.
So yeah.
Yeah. She goes, Jack, I'll never let you go. Bye, Jack.
Yeah. And then at the end where they took her on the ship and remember she threw the necklace over sea.
Yeah.
Dang, you dumb bitch. I'm fucking kill you. That's what I've been out here all my whole life for.
Throw her over. You go get that.
Yeah, you just fucking elbowed her in the jaw, knock her out, and throw her overboard.
So that'll segue into you and I having another project coming up soon.
Yeah.
I'd say within the next 6 months we'll be ready to go.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bit.
It's gonna be a little bit.
I gotta get set up. It's still in the works.
So we're setting up a Studio B. This is Studio A. There'll be a Studio B. And in Studio B, I'm gonna let John talk about it because it was his idea, and I love it because it's something near and dear to my heart.
Well, how much should I divulge?
Divulge as much as you want to,
The
because
name that no, I don't want to.
the name, we have the name locked down.
I know that, but oh no, I want you to talk about it.
Well,
I want to hear you talk about
I'm
it.
gonna give the motherfucking name.
All right, go ahead.
All right. So
I'm gonna sit here, drink my beer, and listen to you talk about my idea that was so great.
John wants to hear me pat him on the back.
Exactly.
So John called me one day and he goes, "Hey, I have an idea to do something different, a different podcast. So Take on the World's still going to go on. We're still going to bore you with our drivel. But
see, our drivel was never about. It was about us,
right?
For us, because we enjoy this.
Yes.
So, I don't care if anybody listens or one person listens. If we can get through to that, no, whatever. I mean, it's fun for me.
It's a good stress relief. I love doing this.
Yeah.
Even I love doing the research. That's relaxing to me, believe it or not.
And then plus, if nobody gets anything out of it, we get something out of it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit I've learned from you in your incessive fucking research. So,
but John called me up. He goes, "Hey, dude, I want to do something called Project Late Night."
No, it was something called.
You said Project Midnight.
Yeah.
But Project Midnight is some kind of band or something, and
yeah, some kind of boy band.
We don't want to get those dweebs all worked up at us. And
it's Project Late Night.
So Project Late Night. And what we will be doing is taking a look at B films, and just B films. So I'd like to have a
movie films.
Yeah, movie films.
Let's clear that up.
So I'd like to have a definite definition for a B film for you, but I don't have one right now. Maybe John does. I know it has.
No, I don't.
I know it has something to do with the budget. It has something to do with who's in it. It has something to do with the production time.
I would say my version of a B movie would be that cheesy movie that you would always see on a Sunday morning. So if you're not, 18 or whatever, like when I was in my early 20s and I had my kid, I just got bit on the head by a mosquito.
No, I just touched you. It's right here.
I would wake up in the morning and I would make breakfast. I feed my kid and I would just chill on the couch and we would watch. We called it Cheesy Movie Sunday. And those were all the B reel films rolling on all the networks early in the morning. And they're fucking hilarious because they're so bad, but bad in a good way.
So I always thought of B films because you said Project Late Night. I would stay up late at night, Friday night, Saturday night, and I would watch like the Creature double feature.
Yeah.
And I would watch Kung Fu Theater, and I would watch all the from my time. It'd be like the 50s and 60s.
All the stuff
monster movies.
All the stuff that aired that wasn't popular. So you'd have your prime time where all the popular shit aired, and then the F time where the other stuff would air.
So there's some movies that we just talked about. Titanic. One of the movies we're going to touch on is Titanic 2, which I didn't even know existed.
Yeah. So I figured this would be a perfect topic for you to explore and talk about because this is right up your alleyway.
Yes, I love movies.
Like you are the movie buff. You've probably seen way more B movies than I will ever see. But I just thought it was a cool topic, and I pitched it to you the one night. You did all the artwork and I gave you like a thing, the hand-drawn thing, and you came up with that. And I was like, well, I want this, and this, and it fucking turned out great, man. I love it.
And then you said, well, add a little bit of this.
Yeah, add a little bit of this.
Which is, I liked when you said add the extra stuff because it might have gave the wrong impression. But, what we're looking at are monster movies. We're looking at horror movies. We're looking at some comedies, some dramas, but just lower budget movies that some are good and some are horrible. And some are just bad in a funny way.
But I mean, this goes back really far. So you have, not to get too far into it. So, I mean,
You got 100 years worth of movies to go over.
yeah. So, like, I don't know when this shit started, but it, like, so.
So technically, according to the definition, Blair Witch Project is a B movie.
Yeah.
But realistically, Blair Witch is not a B movie because of the amount of money it made.
Right. But the amount of money it produced to make, or that it took to make it, and there was no high-end actors in it,
Right.
you know. So I would tend to think that I would nix out how much money it made, because that's irrelevant. You know, they didn't make the movie to intend to make that much movie. They didn't project to make that much movie.
No.
You know, so it's like, we have this budget, and these actors, we're going to make this piece of shit.
Yeah.
And whether or not you fucking retards, maybe I want to cut that out, but whether or not you people want to cut that one out too, can't say you people anymore. Whether or not our viewers will spend the money to watch the movie is,
so
we
like,
can't project that.
There's even some movies that I didn't even know they were low budget movies when I watched them. And I like, I'm going to throw one at you right now. 28 Days Later.
Yeah. I love that movie.
At first, when I watched it, I'm like, it's okay. And then I realized they only spent over like under $500,000 making that movie.
Dude, I love that movie from when it first came out. The first time I saw that.
When I watched it the second time, I was like, I appreciated it much more because of what they did with such a limited budget.
Yeah.
So, and that's a good movie.
Like, honestly, I'm sick and tired of the Hollywood's dying, man. It's like everything has to be guns, explosives, high-end shit. Well, yeah, it's cool, but like, where's the originality?
There is none anymore.
You know?
But like, even like the 50s grindhouse films, you know, they were called grindhouse because they would grind them out one after another after another. They production for 3 or 4 weeks, and there'd be a movie in the theater 6 weeks later, and you know, people would run to see him because it was giant ants, or it was the giant woman, or a creature from the Black Lagoon.
Right. Yeah. It's just fantasy kind of horror, whatever. Who's the guy that we did a podcast on? He got murdered and buried under his hot tub. He was a famous B movie writer.
Yeah.
He's one.
I'll link it down below because,
yeah,
you know, that's what we're talking about. So anyway, that project is coming up.
Yeah.
I'd say within the next 6 months. It's August now. So
it's going to be fun. It's going to be shorter videos, just giving you a synopsis of the video, kind of like what we think. There's still some tweaking going on, but yeah. If you like horror movies or B movies or cheesy movies,
or if you just like film in general,
check
it out.
Yeah, check it out.
So today, this topic hit me a little bit, not too long ago, and I was watching a video and they mentioned this, and I'm like, that would be a great subject for us because it's not going to take a whole lot of time to do, but there is a lot more to it than people know. So, America, I want to talk about our national anthem. So, our nation's national anthem was born to America September 14th, 1814, during the War of 1812. However, it did not become our national anthem until 1931.
Get the fuck out.
That's something I didn't know.
That's crazy. I would have thought, like, the moment Washington shoved his bayonet up Britain's ass, like, they regurgitated the national anthem.
Right, but this is years later. 2 presidents.
Yeah.
Like you had the revolution, and then you had a period of time where they were building our government, and then you had George Washington for 2 terms, and then John Adams.
Yeah, you had the War of
So it's the war. Yeah, I said War of 1812.
Yeah, but you forgot to call me something.
Johnny Jump Ahead.
There it is. Hit the button. No, the symbol.
Nope. You get the. So now,
Sorry for my heavy.
what was the War of 1812? Do you know anything about it, John?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes, so the British,
Talking to your microphone. There you go.
British, they were still present down south, and they're like, let's give this thing one more go. We're going to chime up again, and we whooped their ass again. That's what it was all about. We said, wah, 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 wah.
Sort of. So the War 1812 was the U.S. response to British interfering with American trade, and they were conscripting U.S. sailors into the Royal Navy and standing in the way of the United States westward expansion. Because apparently Great Britain didn't learn enough to fuck around and find out that they figured, let's do it again.
Wasn't that what I just said?
Almost.
Before we did this,
they were forcing our sailors into their Navy.
I didn't know that, but I watched I love that forensic show, or it's not a show, but it's like where they dig up bones. There's this term for it, but they dig up
Archaeology.
No, they dig up bones out of the ground and they study the bones to see how they were killed. So down in Georgia, there was a big battle, and they dug up like all these fucking bones, and they're like, "Holy crap, this is a historical site," and this was on the exact battle from 1812. So they kind of like just went into like what it was about, and it was basically the British were like, "We amassed troops down here." Like when we won the Revolution, we didn't go down that far south. We just kind of won like the northern east coast and let it be. But the British were still down in the south, and they're like, "Well, let's try this again," and they fucked around and they found out again.
So in June of 1812, the United States declared war on Great Britain. It was not an extremely popular war in the United States.
Yeah, no shit.
Great Britain was also at that time involved with the war with France. And until Napoleon's defeat at the Battle of Waterloo in June of 1815, the U.S. had scored some early victories over the Brits.
Who else gonna make these white flags for us? You are. And the French had enough of it, and like, we're sick and tired of. We are sick and tired of making the white flag.
So you know how we always joke about the white flag.
Yeah.
I just watched a little sidebar. I just watched a video the other day where a guy, actually it was that guy I was telling, the fat electrician.
Yeah.
So he was talking about the French, and he said, everybody makes those jokes, but they had a legitimately strong army. And what had happened was during World War II is instead of having areas heavily fortified, they spread their troops along their whole border. And the Blitzkrieg, which was something new at the time, pushed through one point and then fought them from behind. And that's why it fell so quickly. So,
well, I mean, in general,
but I'm still going to make white flag comments because that's America.
In World War I, the French were a very formidable fighting force.
Yes.
They weren't considered cowards. Even when they fought in Vietnam, before it was the American Vietnam War. And if it weren't for the French, we wouldn't be here right now.
I know. Yeah.
So, but fuck them, you white flag waving bastards,
cheese eating white flag, crostini eating motherfuckers.
And by the way, why don't you women shave your pits, your legs? What's up with that?
I got no answer to that, bro.
You got a soft heart for some woman you slept with in France, don't you?
Okay,
But her penis was smaller than mine.
Jesus, Johnny. Okay, so in August of 1814, and some people don't even know this either. The British invaded Washington, D.C. and set fire to the White House.
Wait a minute. I thought that was the... Hold on. Before I interrupt, go further.
They set fire to the White House, the Capitol, and other government buildings, scoring a strategic and demoralizing victory in the War of 1812.
I did know that. But they came from where?
I don't know.
Canada.
Canada?
And I think they used Canadian troops. Because when my buddy moved down from Canada, I went to school with,
yeah, he
would talk about that. And it was so like, how he bust balls.
Yeah.
And I was like, you got nothing. Like, what do you, you fucking Canuck
asshole.
But yeah, so
So after they took DC, the British turned their sights on to a key eastern seaport of Baltimore, Maryland. So it was during the 25-hour bombardment of Fort McHenry, which was defending Baltimore Harbor, on September 13th, is where the lyrics for this beautiful song that we all know and love were born. Now, if you don't know and love it,
You just
turn us
kill
off.
yourself.
Just turn us off because we're America.
Put your head in a sliding door and slam it real hard till your head comes off.
I wouldn't say that,
That's what I'm going to say.
but I would think it. So,
Get an angle grinder and have your best friend slice your head off.
So it was the lyrics were written by Maryland-born Francis Scott Key, who we all know. And he was a lawyer.
You know him?
Yeah, I knew him. He was a cool dude.
Yeah, was he?
Used to call him Scotty.
What kind of beer did you drink?
Sam
Modelo?
Adams. Sam Adams and Modelo.
He was particular to IPAs.
So he was a lawyer. He went to this British ship offshore, and he was trying to negotiate the release of his friend, an American civilian, Dr. Willem Beanies. Wait,
where are you? That's not right.
right there.
Dr. William, I would say Baines.
No,
The
Beanes.
E is silent. Baines.
Well, John should be silent. Anyway, Dr.
Let me stick my beans in your mouth, doctor.
Dr. Willem.
That's how he got his nickname. He was sticking his beans in everybody's mouth.
Jesus.
It's a cure for I don't know, just let me stick my beans in your mouth.
Dr. Willem
Cure for halitosis.
was arrested earlier in the battle. It's a cure for halitosis.
Wait,
Oh,
where were we?
I don't know anymore.
He was arrested for something.
He was
He was
arrested.
arrested for sticking his beans in people's.
I don't know exactly why he was arrested, but he was arrested.
It's a tooth doctor.
Are you finished?
No, I'm not.
Not even a little bit.
It's what you signed up for.
So, Key was successful in getting this guy free. But the stipulation was they couldn't return to shore during the attack on Baltimore because him and his companions had gained some knowledge of the attack that was coming up. They allowed them to return to their own boat. They said vessel. I don't know if it was a ship, a boat, or a dinghy. I have no clue. But they were under the close watch of the British Navy, and they had to watch the bombardment on September 13th from 8 miles away. So a little history about Scotty Key, Francis. He was not a proponent of the war. He was against the United States entering the War of 1812, and he was considered a reluctant patriot.
Well, what the fuck were you going to do?
Like I said, it was not a popular war.
I think it was necessary.
But it made him a very unlikely person to write this song.
I think the duality of this is what is like he was against it, but yet he wrote the thing that was like.
That's what I said. Reluctant patriot. Like he said, okay, I'm going to stand with America, but I don't think we should be here.
Yeah. It's like, it's like the guy who invented the Gatling gun. He's like, I don't believe in war, so I'm going to invent this machine gun to
end wars.
To end wars. Right. So it did the complete opposite.
Key in true American fashion, took the melody of a popular English drinking song and what is it? Anacreon in Heaven.
I've never heard this song.
And he smacked the British over the head with lyrics that he wrote, which is now the cornerstone of American culture.
Oh, so every time any English person hears that, it's like, you know what's also funny is like when we tell an English person like Happy 4th of July.
Yeah.
We're like, we don't celebrate that, dickhead. Welcome to America.
So when
We don't know a history.
Jumping ahead just a little bit, when this song started becoming popular among the states, there were two songs that were more popular. One of them was Yankee Doodle. And Yankee Doodle used to be something that the British soldiers would sing to make fun of Americans. And we just said, oh, yeah, we like that. Whatever. And they rolled with it.
I never understood. I'm sure there's meaning behind Yankee Doodle. Could you imagine if that was our fucking national anthem? If I go fuck my sister, it's gonna be me.
So a Yankee Doodle dandy was like a dandy boy, a pretty boy. Something like that. That's
with the macaroni in his cap? What the hell's that all about?
We'll have to do that in a separate episode because
Okay.
I've heard it, but I can't remember what it was.
I think the macaroni isn't that like the feather? I don't know. Shit's so lost to time.
So the tune itself had some popularity in the United States, not the words, but the tune, and had been used for some other songs. The second president, John Adams, used the tune for the song Adams and Liberty. Key himself had also used the tune before and wrote a song commemorating the 1805 American naval victory in the Barbary War. I don't know what the Barbary War is.
The Boer War. The 17-year war?
Yeah, I know, but I don't know anything about it.
It's like a bunch of guys like killing boars.
Oh.
Out of control. They had like dinosaur legs and
That
arms.
sounds boring. So when he wrote back in March, Sweet Z's mattress sent me a pillow. It is 100% vegan, plant-based down filling, also known as vegetable cashmere. 3-layer design. I got it. I felt it. I'm like, this is going to be way too soft for me. It wasn't. It's perfect. I lay on my back. It supports my head. I lay on my side. It supports my head. I sleep very well with it. It's got cooling properties because it's covered in cotton. You're going to want to check it out. If you're in the market for a pillow, well, go to sweetzmattress.com, and it's sweetzmattress.com. Use TOTW15 for 15% off your order. They have a 50-day money-back guarantee, free returns on all of its products. They sell sheets, mattresses, pillows. Like I said, I have the pillow, and I've been using it since March, and I love it. So you're going to want to check it out. And if you want to save some money, TOTW15 at checkout. Hold on. Key said this.
Can I play this song? The Acreon to Heaven? To Acreon in Heaven?
Yeah, go ahead and see if we get a strike.
Sure. Oh, where are we going to go back, Rump?
Blasphemy. That sounds horrible.
Ours is way better.
Yeah. F you, England.
So hold on. This is a duality of Michael. You hate remakes.
I do.
This is the earliest remake that you fucking like.
Oh my God.
Holy shit.
But it's not a movie, so.
No, but it's a remake.
Yes, it is a remake.
Yeah. Like, who the fuck was sitting around the bar singing this? I owed the taxpayer money, and then I didn't pay him, and he took my house. So I'm an alcoholic, and I'll drink till my wife leaves me.
And I think I see a mouse.
Like, anywho.
So Key later wrote, "It seems as though Mother Earth had opened up and was vomiting shot and shell in sheets of fire and brimstone.
Sounds like hell.
Which is what he saw from the ship. But when darkness arrived, Key only saw red erupting in the sky. So he was sitting there thinking, look, those Americans at Fort McHenry, they're done. The amount of the barrage, it's the British are going to win this war.
Have you ever been there?
McHenry?
Yeah.
I have as a younger man.
I'd
like to go down again now.
I was not, but I was at Baltimore Harbor where Fort McHenry was. You could see it from the Baltimore Harbor. And I did not know this. I thought that Francis
Scott Key,
Fanny Key was there under the bombardment. I didn't know he was
watching it from the ocean.
Yeah, he's in a safe house in a fucking skiff drinking
Chesapeake
rum.
Bay, whatever.
So yeah, that's pretty interesting.
So,
cool place.
So Key thought there's no way the Americans are coming out of this. So the hours passed away, but in the clearing smoke,
I think I know where this is going.
Of dawn's early light, on September 14th, he saw the American flag, not the British Union Jack, flying over the fort, which announced the American victory. He was so inspired by the sight, Key put his thoughts on paper. The initial verse, he wrote it on the back of a letter while he was watching this beautiful, large American flag waving over the fort in the morning. Once back in Baltimore.
Wait. Which American flag was it?
I'm going to get there.
Fuck you.
Johnny jumped
okay, go ahead.
Way ahead. So
what, like,
okay, so
how is your brain like? You're like 2 steps ahead of me. I did no research. You do all this research.
So there was actually 2 flags. I'm gonna let you ponder on that until we get there. 2 flags.
No, I only know of the one with the circle.
No.
Yeah.
By this time, we were past the 13 colonies, 13 circle.
I don't know what the other one would have been.
I don't know how many.
But that's what I was getting at.
I have a picture of it. You want to see a picture of it?
Was it the swastika?
No.
No. I
Would you like to see a picture of it?
Yeah. Are you going to describe it?
I'm going to
later.
I'm gonna put the picture up.
All right.
So this is the flag.
Like Francis Scott Key's dick in the fucking mouth of the English king. Oh, so it looks
there.
Why does it look so
15 stars.
Well, that makes sense. They wouldn't have discovered all the fucking states. They didn't have the Louisiana Purchase yet.
Right. So,
well, how the fuck did they come to the 50 stars? Or was that later on?
That's much later on when there was actually 50 states.
Well, how the fuck did we even get on this? What flag did they use?
You asked.
I know, but I don't know why.
Well, you were asking which flag was it? You thought it was the one with the circle.
So they raised the American flag, which would have been that one that you showed.
In the morning, they raised the big flag,
which would have been that one.
Yes.
So it had,
that's the flag.
That was the flag they raised.
That's
not the one they raised.
No, that's the one they raised.
15 stars.
15 stars. That's the actual flag that was raised over Fort McHenry.
Okay.
And
interesting, dude. That's fucking interesting.
I'm gonna put that up here. I have a couple pictures of it.
I asked the hard answer questions.
Yes.
It's like Fox News over here, motherfucker.
So once he was back in Baltimore, he completed 4 verses. And I feel, unfortunately, only one is commonly known today. Everybody knows the first verse. But the 4th verse, I think, is actually like the culmination of the song, and it tells of the victory.
Which is not in the original, or is not what we sing today?
Well, nobody sings all 4 verses. Everybody only sings the first verse.
I see. No shit. I didn't know. I thought that what we sang today was the actual whole thing.
No, there's 4 verses to it.
Yeah, nobody would sit that long at a football game for that.
No.
Be like, all right, I'm hot. I need another beer.
I don't want to keep standing.
Man, you start the races already. My boat's not afloat.
So originally the song was called Defense of Fort McHenry.
Okay.
And it was printed by a local newspaper. Well, that newspaper's article got picked up by two bigger newspapers, and it spread to cities all over the East Coast. And as you would expect, because America, if we can brag on beating the British game, we're going to do it.
You know what's funny? I'll back up here a little bit. That I'll make this quick, but like Americans when they were fighting British, they were pretty much British.
Oh, yeah.
They were just
in the
like,
Revolutionary War, yeah.
Yeah, they were like just British people that were born in America
Well,
or either lived there.
George Washington was a British officer.
Yeah, and they're like, yeah, he fought for the British.
Yeah.
Against what was it, the Indian, some Indian War, and that might have been the Boer War. No, the Boer War was later with muskets and shit.
Don't know,
but yeah, so we're not that far off. So, anyways, go ahead.
So it was November 1814. Key's composition had appeared for the first time under the name Star Spangled Banner. By the 1890s, the U.S. military had adopted the song for ceremonial purposes, playing it to accompany the raising and lowering of the colors. In 1916, President Woodrow Wilson, who I think is known as one of the worst presidents ever, signed an executive order designating it the national anthem of the United States. In 1931, more than 100 years after it was composed, Congress passed a measure declaring the Star Spangled Banner the official national anthem.
Huh.
Nearly 2 centuries later, the flag that inspired Keyes still survives. That's the picture I will be showing once again. Though fragile and worn by the years, it is stored at the National Museum of American History. I've been there. I've seen the flag.
I have not. Where's that at?
DC.
Really?
Yeah.
And just so you folks know who are listening, all 5 of you, every museum in DC is free.
Not everyone. Every national museum is.
But I mean,
if you try to go to Spy Museum, it costs you to get in.
Okay, so like I went to the Nassau Museum.
NASA?
Nassau.
The Nassau Coliseum?
The Munster.
The Munster Museum?
So it was free. It was a bunch. We went, and if you're law enforcement, show your card, but you go in the train underneath the ground, the tunnel. You get a discount, or you ride for free, which we did.
It's called the subway.
The subway.
Yes.
And now it's called something else. Not the subway. They call it like
the metro.
The metro.
Yeah. Actually, the metros down there are awesome. It's the cleanest trains I've ever been on.
Oh, it's beautiful. It looks like, yeah, you got to go visit it. I'm not going to tell you what it looks like. Beautiful.
So the Star Spangled Banner itself, not the song, but the banner, flag, started not with Francis Scott Key, but with Major George Armistead when he was the commander of Fort McHenry.
What?
He was the commander of Fort McHenry.
Okay.
He knew prior to the attack that Fort McHenry was going to be a target of the British. And he told the commander of Baltimore's defenses in July of 1813 he needed a flag, a big one. He quoted, "We, sir, are ready at Fort McHenry to defend Baltimore against invading by the enemy."
We, sir, are here to defend the flag. I'm like, I said a flag, not a fag.
You shouldn't really interrupt a quote.
Well, I just did.
Now I gotta go back and start again.
You can just cut that part out.
"We, sir," quoted by Armistead, "we, sir, are ready to defend Fort McHenry. Ready at Fort McHenry to defend." You screwed me all up, bro.
You're welcome.
So, George Armistead, Major, said, "We, sir, are ready at Fort McHenry to defend Baltimore against invading by the enemy, except we have no suitable ensign to display over the Star Fort. And it is my desire to have a flag so large that the British will have no difficulty seeing it from a distance."
This is Henri British.
That's like as American as you can get.
Yeah. It's just like, that's like my big fucking diesel truck and I got a small penis. They started it.
Armistead soon hired a 29-year-old widow and professional flag maker, Mary Young Pickersgill of Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland, to make a garrison flag measuring 30 by 42 feet with 15 stars and 15 stripes, each star and stripe representing a state. Told you we'd get there. It was a large flag, but not unusual for the time. Over the next 6 weeks, Mary, her daughter, 3 of Mary's nieces, a 13-year-old indentured servant, and possibly Mary's mother, Rebecca Young, worked 10-hour days sewing the flag, using 300 yards of English wool and bunting. They made the stars measuring 2 feet in diameter from cotton, a luxury at the time. Initially, they worked at Mary's house, which is now a private museum known as the Flag House. But soon their progress, they needed more room, and they had to move to Claggett's Brewery across the street.
Where they got nothing done afterwards.
where
I did damn flag.
where it took another 18 months to finish.
I ran out of yarn.
On August 19th, 1813, the flag was delivered to Fort McHenry. For making the Star Spangled Banner, Mary was paid $405.90. That's a lot of money then.
Yeah, it's a lot of money now.
And she received another $168.54 for sewing a smaller 17 by 25 foot storm flag. Likely used the same design.
Is that all she was doing?
So the storm flag, not the garrison flag known as the Star Spangled Banner, was actually flown during the battle. The garrison flag, according to eyewitnesses, wasn't raised until the morning.
All right, sing it, Michael.
I'm not going to sing it.
Well, I'll sing it.
So we know the first verse.
Yes.
I'm going to not.
Well, hopefully you do.
I'm not going to sing the last verse. I'm just going to say it. Oh, thus be it over when freshmen shall stand between their loved home and war's desolation. Blessed with victory and peace, may heaven rescue land.
May the heaven.
Yes, that's what I said.
Heaven in.
Heaven.
Heaven in.
Heaven. Not heaven in. Heaven.
That's how they would pronounce it.
No, they would pronounce it heaven. Heaven. It's just it's not heaven. Heaven.
I thought they pronounced it heaven in. Okay.
Praise the power that hath made and preserved us a nation. Then conquered we must when our cause is just. And our motto, and this be our motto, in God we trust. An all-star spangled banner in triumph shall wave over the land of the free and home of the brave.
What does spangled mean?
Spangled, spotted, freckled, I think.
So I went to the bathroom the other day in the urinal at the Phillies game, and something splashed up on my dick. Now I got spangles on it.
No.
My dick spangled?
Dude. Why?
Just asking, man.
So
jump down my throat.
That's kind of a short history of the Star Spangled Banner.
That's really cool.
Now, I know there's a ceremony to when they raised the large flag at Fort McHenry from the Park Service. This came up to me because I watch on YouTube Mike Rowe.
Yeah. Oh, I like him a lot.
Someone's got to do it.
Yeah.
He went down there and that was one of the things he did was help put that flag up.
I was at the there's a museum or aquarium, but next to the aquarium in the Baltimore Harbor, there's a place where they used to make lead shot for the Revolutionary War. And apparently they would take the molten lead up to the roof of the building and they would like dump it over. I don't know if they sieved it, but you'd have to look this up. But they would dump it off into the river, and the height, speed of it going through when it hit the water would create like a perfect spear.
Oh.
And then they would collect all the lead shot off the bottom of the water on the ground, and that's what they would use for musket balls.
I thought they made their own musket balls.
No, that's how they made a shitload of them.
Didn't you see the Patriot? where he melted down the little lead figures and he had his little
Well,
ball maker with a clip.
You could do that too, but you're not making it for the whole army.
I never actually thought about how they made them.
I still don't understand it, and I don't know if I think they run it through a sieve, but there were still like that's how they made them in England. There's a place in like Philadelphia that they don't make it that many anymore, but it's like all over wherever there's water in the harbor, you know.
So they polluted the water with lead.
I mean, lead's a naturally occurring substance.
Yeah, but in high concentrations, it caused burst effects.
They're taking it back out of the water.
Didn't you ever read the book, The Prophecy?
Nope.
You should. Anyway, it's a good, cool thing. If you're in the Baltimore area, Fort McHenry is a great place to stop. I have not been there for years. It's someplace I'd like to go again.
Dude, we should go down there. It's not far from here.
No, it's not that far at all. 3.5 hours.
Shoot a podcast.
Shoot some video at least.
Shoot something.
So that's the Star Spangled Banner. That's a short history. I'm sure there's much more to it.
Oops.
Francis Scott Key basically wrote what he saw from 8 miles offshore as he looked over the ramparts of
God. Could you imagine being there and seeing that?
No.
Or from a boat, or where he was,
From a boot,
or like at that fort.
Yeah.
Unreal. Unbelievable.
So the history of the Star Spangled Banner, we took that on. Now you go take on the world. That's it. Just take it on.
Yeah, go. Just grab by the horns. However you feel. Just don't not take the world on, because if you ain't taking the world on, you're not taking the world on. And what's the point of taking the world on if you ain't doing such?
This podcast is part of the Deluxe Edition Network. To find other great shows on the network, head over to deluxeeditionnetwork.com. That's deluxeeditionnetwork.com.
Hold on, stop.
Welcome back to the Shit Show 2.0.
Okay, boomer.
Damn millennials. Wow.
Did not know that. Even flirters who are obviously mentally ill. You want to be my wife?
Oh, this is going to go downhill real quick.